Brought to you by St. Francis Health, serving our community for 111 years.
Welcome back. Well, ADHD affects about 15.5 million adults, but a new survey suggests it could be a lot more common than first thought.
For years, Allison Burke had trouble focusing and acting impulsive, but it wasn't until her daughter was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, that she realized she might have it too.
It was literally like lightning bulbs, just every 2 seconds were going off, and I kept thinking, well, this sounds so familiar.
She was diagnosed at 42 years old.
It was just so validating because I really thought my whole life up until that point that there was something wrong with me.
A new survey from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center finds 25% of adults suspect they have undiagnosed ADHD.
Only 13% are actually talking to their physicians about it. So it sounds like there may be some self-diagnosis going on that can impede getting the appropriate treatment.
Psychologist Justin Bartarian says diagnosing adults can be difficult because symptoms can be similar to mental health conditions like anxiety and depression, which is why it is critical to talk to your doctor.
The most effective treatment for ADHD is stimulant medications. And then in addition to that, cognitive behavioral therapy focused on executive functioning skills, such as time management, planning, organization.
Allison says it's not perfect, but tools like medication and to-do lists are helping her.
The quietness of my mind has helped me to not be spinning my gears all the time as much. And it's kind of allowed a space for me to feel more confident in tackling things.
Allison hopes sharing her story reduces the stigma around the disorder. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.